Hey everyone, welcome to the second video in our Meet Your Realtor series. Today we're going to be talking about the steps to selling your home this spring. So again, my name is Alex Macias.
My name is Kyle Gunderson.
I'm Shatanya Scott.
And so what we're going to go over first, before we get into the topic, Kyle is going to give us kind of a market update of the last couple months or so.
Yeah, for sure. So for those of you who are newer into the real estate market, this past year has been one of our best years for real estate, especially in West Michigan. One of the things I do want to point out is something that us realtors use, a term called absorption rate, or inventory that we have left on the market. The way that we track this is in time. So absorption rate is always tracked in months. A healthy market, you're going to have between 3 and 6 month absorption rate or inventory level. What that means is if there are no other houses that come on the market, we have about between 3 and 6 months worth of inventory before we run out of houses that are on the market. So with that being said, between 3 and 6 months is a decently healthy level, would you say, right? So right now, a lot of people might be thinking, oh, we're in a big seller's market. Yes, we are. So that means we have an inventory level between 0 and 3 months. So that means we don't have a lot of houses on the market. All the buyers out there are getting outbid left and right, and sellers are selling their houses real fast and for above asking price. So just to put it in more terms for what we have right now, so from 2016, the average absorption rate was 1.6 months. It's not a lot of time. But coming to 2017, with this past year that's been so big, we're down to 1.57. So that means it's even more of a seller's market. That means we have 1.5 months worth of inventory if nobody else lists their home before we have no homes left on the market.
Right, and I think earlier you were saying there's, 6,800 homes in West Michigan right now?
West Michigan alone.
Yeah.
So if we want to compare that to about May or June of last year, we had about 10,000 homes on the market. Now we're down to about, what did you say, 6,800?
6,800, yeah.
6,800 houses on the market right now.
So that's one of the main reasons why we're talking about this topic today, and getting your home ready to sell, because a lot of people right now, homeowners are saying that they're waiting till spring to list their home, and really the spring market is starting right now.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go over kind of what to do if you're thinking about selling in 3 months, 6 months from now, so that you're set up with the best plan for your future. Obviously getting the most money for your home, but also selling it on a timeline that works for you, and then also just make sure you reach your goals. So the first question, if I want to start selling my home in the next 3 months, what project do you guys recommend that I take care of now? And if I have free time, what's kind of a low, easy, low cost project that I can do?
I guess I would probably say to get your home ready for the market, the first thing I would recommend doing is decluttering and cleaning. There's nothing like walking into a nice, clean home, and it helps the buyer, be able to see that space for themselves versus, seeing it as your space. They can see it as their own. So I would say decluttering and cleaning would be like the first thing to do. And then probably a low-cost project that you could start out with is fresh paint. Fresh paint makes the space look totally different. It refreshes it. It makes it look like new. And it kind of makes the smell in the house, if there is one, kind of neutralizes it so that it's like new. So, again, the buyer can see the potential in the home and can see the home as their own and not as yours.
Right, and then along the lines of paint, that was what my recommendation is, painting, because, there's nothing like having a new coat of paint.
Yeah.
And plus it is, if you're going to do it yourself, you can, if you're going to sell in a couple months, you can space it out over just a few hours of work a week. And, by the time you're ready to list your home, it's all done. And really the cost is just, paint and beer and pizza for your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, don't try to do it all yourself. Look for your friends to help you out. It's going to make life so much easier when it comes to fixing up your home. And just like you two said, paint is always the number one thing. Nice and easy to do. Just as Alex says, knock a little bit out each time. If you need to paint the whole inside of your house, do one room a weekend. When you have some time off, maybe on a Sunday, just knock it out all nice, jam that music going, and just get going with it. But for anybody that's listening to home within the next couple months too, one of my top tips is if there's anything mechanical wrong with the house. So that would be like your furnace or your water heater or your like any of the windows
Well,
too.
even just like dripping in the plumbing or anything.
Yeah, dripping in the plumbing. Yeah, like any
Leaky
pipe.
faucets.
Yeah, leaky faucets, fixing up the bathrooms. Especially in the day of age now, where people want to have that move-in ready house, we want to have all those mechanical things up and going. Fresh coat of paint, again, is always that easy thing to do. We got that. And it looks like we might have a special guest coming in here. If any of you guys can see, this is little Marcus down here. He's joining us today.
Yeah.
So we'll have some fun with him.
All right. Question 2. So, what would you guys recommend? Projects to put at the bottom of the to-do list. Okay. All right. So some of the things I put at the bottom of the list are going to be those big major overhauls to your home. Some of those things I'm going to say roof, like redoing your roof if it's not in such good condition or if it's older than about 15 years or so. Roofs have a lot of lifespan, about 15, 20 years. Depending on the damage and whereas how well you keep it up to and how often you clean it. But yeah, roofs are a big thing. Say if your driveway has a lot of like cracks in it and whatnot, don't worry about that. Those are really expensive and don't really add much value in like as a buyer.
Yeah, the buyer could really kind of care less about the driveway. And then one other thing for me is to be a garage. If you have a garage, especially a detached one, that might not be in as great a condition as your actual home, garage you're mainly using to store things. I know some people like to use it to like entertain people and like have people over and use it as their man cave or woman cave or whatnot. But a garage is kind of meant just to store things. So if there's a little bit of like wall issues or if you kind of see like a tiny hole through the side, not much to worry about there. The new homeowners can fix it up if they want.
And then you can always provide a home warranty as well for your new buyer if you wanted to. If there were little things that may be of concern, you could always provide like a year home warranty to your buyers or something like that that you can negotiate into the deal so that they feel secure, but you also still get the most bang for your home.
Yeah, those can be pretty low cost and really, like you said, they make the buyer feel at ease and a lot less stress going into it.
Sure. Definitely.
You got something to say, Marcus?
Clearly.
So,
what about you though?
I mean, you guys kind of touched on mine, like the major mechanicals. I wouldn't replace a furnace or AC or anything unless it's not working, because there's the home warranties. And so, the home warranties really give buyers that peace of mind going into it.
And if any of you guys have questions about home warranty, please feel free to contact us. We have a couple of great people that we go through. I know one in-house that always likes to talk to us is America's Preferred Home Warranty. They're very great people. We talk to them all the time. But again, if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to explain it for you and how it can help you out.
All right, question 3. What's something that sellers tend to overlook when getting their home ready to sell?
One thing that I think, and it's funny because even as realtors, we might overlook these things too when we're going to view a house or when we're getting ready to put a house on the market. Just little things that you might forget. Something as small as light bulbs, missing light bulbs or light bulbs that are out. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's something that, could deflect or kind of alter someone's opinion if they walk in and there's missing light bulbs and they can't focus on the things that are important to them in the home. So I think that's like a small thing that a lot of people forget or overlook sometimes, is just replacing a light bulb. It could make a world of difference.
Yes, and every time that like we've seen other people's houses, and say if we've shown houses to others, that's always the number one thing we look for. You want to keep the place well lit, because that shows off the uniqueness of the house and shows out how like big a potential you can use the home in that way. If you say if like the corner of the house doesn't have any lights in it, throw a little like one of those like lights that go up into the ceiling kind of deal, get that overcast a little bit, bring so much more light in there. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and you don't have to drill any holes in the ceiling.
Right, that too.
Right.
My number one thing is making sure that sellers take inventory of anything that they want to keep in the home. What I do is recommend that sellers go through what the purchase agreement looks like, the standard purchase agreement, what technically stays unless it's negotiated for, but what stays in the purchase, so that they know what counts as a fixture, because it even gets as specific as, dog collars for undergrounds, and fences.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what I do is I have my sellers read through that and then walk through the home with my sellers and make a list of everything that they want to keep, so that there's no surprises in the end. If we think that we need to take out the expensive chandelier because you want to keep it, we do that before, so that buyers aren't getting attached to them and trying to negotiate for something that you're not willing to sell.
Exactly. Yeah, and in that case too, we want to make sure that we're very explicit on your seller's disclosure and on the listing agreement of which items in your house you are going to be taking with you. Again, just like Alex said, we don't want to have a situation where the buyer's like, oh, well, I thought I was going to have that, and then get into a big negotiation argument. It's never good on both sides there.
And we want happy parties on both ends.
Yes.
Whether we're representing the buyer or the seller.
Yeah. And then one last thing as well before we move on. One big thing that I think that I've seen people overlook is just simple lawn care. In this world right now, we kind of live in a swipe left, swipe right world, where you kind of, when you're going on Zillow or when you're looking online, you look at a house, and if that first picture doesn't grab you, you're already moving on to the next one. Hitting next. So one big thing I like to make sure is to make sure your lawn is very well kept, just like a simple lawn mowing, making sure things are picked up on it, especially if you're going to be gone during the day when showings are happening. Just making sure maybe you have a neighbor come by and just make sure that the paper's taken off the front, or make sure the mailbox is cleared out, or just checking it out and just making sure everything's good, nothing's overturned or just trash in your yard. Because the first thing that somebody does when they get out of their car to come check out your house is the front of your house, right?
Yeah, curb appeal is really important. My first home, we actually purchased it because of the backyard, not the inside of the home. I totally redid the inside of the home, but because of the backyard and the landscaping, and it just had a really nice, entertaining atmosphere. That's mostly part of the reason that we purchased the home. We like the outdoors space, so curb appeal is very important.
I think Marcus says, like he says so too.
He agrees.
Putting that right hand up, yeah, he does agree.
So, so a seller going into the spring market or even the summer market here, what should they expect? Before, during, and after their home is on the market.
Yeah. So before your house comes on the market, I think a lot of things you got to prepare for are making sure you clean the house, making sure that everything's inventoried in your home, just making sure pictures are going to be done well for your home. Big thing is going to be staging, especially before you list the house. Again, like I said earlier, living in swipe left, swipe right world. Wish I could speak. In that way, so when people see the pictures online, there you go. When people see the pictures online, they want to see the home as if it was their own. A lot of big things are going to be staged. So again, staging your home. Shatanya is a great interior decorator, so she knows how to do that. Big thing when you have a lot of family photos and friends photos in your home, swap them out with some stock photos or do like landscape photos instead. Because when a new buyer comes,
depersonalized.
Yes.
You want to make sure that the buyer sees it in their eyes.
One thing I would say after the home is listed to be prepared to leave your home a lot. Once the house goes live on the multiple listing site or other websites like Zillow or whatnot, then people can actually request to come and see your home. And you want the most traffic through more traffic through your home the most as possible. So be prepared to get those notifications of someone wants to see your home, and be prepared to pack up and leave. So, living at a minimum while you're selling is a good thing because it's easier to get in and out of the house. You don't have to worry about, I have to clean up. But if you keep it clean or kind of tidied up or intact while you're going through the selling process, then it makes it much easier to get in and out of the house so that people can come and see the home and so that you can sell it fast.
Well, yeah, so my answer for that question kind of goes back to what Kyle said about how much inventory we have right now. When you're going to be listing your home, really expect it to sell quick if it's priced right and marketed right. And
Which
expect,
we will.
and expect, if you have the right agent, and expect a lot of people wanting to see it right away. Because I heard a lender was telling me today that they have a list of like 100 buyers that are ready for one specific area. And there's just not enough homes there. So that's really what I would recommend, just be ready for how quick it moves. Loans are closing around 30 days. Cash offers can close in as quick as 15 days.
15
Yeah.
to 20.
Yeah, so just be ready to be out
Yeah.
quick, and make sure that your agent knows what your timeline is,
Mhm.
so that you get out on your timeline instead of too soon or too late.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a big thing, especially in the market that we're in with big sellers market. You're going to be getting a lot of offers coming in. And I was just thinking about this as we were talking. When you have that sign in your front yard, especially in a very sought after neighborhood, you might get some people walking by and knocking on your house.
Yeah,
That's true.
Because that's what a lot of people do, especially on the weekends, even with open houses. Expect a lot of traffic through your home there. When you have the right real estate agent, they'll prepare you on everything that you'll need for that or for your open house.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be ready for it. Sometimes you might find that buyer who's walking by, maybe walking with their family and whatnot. They want to check out the neighborhood themselves. They see that sign, they say, "I want that house." So be ready for that. So
Exactly.
yeah, especially in this market.
Yeah, and so the last question is, so if a homeowner wants to sell in 6 months, I'm guessing the answer from all of us is going to be yes, but should they connect with a realtor? Why or why not?
Well,
Of course.
yeah, I think that's gonna be a big unanimous yes there.
Yeah.
So the reason why we say like even 6 months from now, I know we've talked with a lot of potential sellers lately, and a lot of them's like, oh, I'm gonna wait till the spring market. It's only January. It's still the winter time. It's like, well, no, it's not.
Mhm.
No, it's not. In the real estate world, I know we talk about this every day. Really, spring market starts February 1st.
Yeah.
Because by the time February 1st comes around, put an offer in, and it's going to take 30 days to go through, and then on average, usually about 30 days once you close.
Yep.
And it's still going to be 2 months. That's going to be around April when you move in.
Mhm.
So, first 2 weeks of April. So always think about 2 months ahead of time where people are going to be wanting to move in, so at April, May time. So it's
Yeah.
right
Well,
now.
What I think is most important about meeting with a realtor, way ahead of time, is just that way I get to ask the right questions and figure out, what your goals are, what you need out of the sale of your home, and where you need to get, so that we can get, these steps in place to make sure that the home is ready to list and, ready to get the most money. We got the right plan in place to get you where you need to be.
Yeah. It's never too soon to start building those relationships. The relationship portion of aspect of the, buyers or sellers or agency relationship with your realtor, that's the most important. Kind of piggybacking off. Kind of piggyback off what Alex mentioned about building the rapport. I'm sorry, but piggybacking off what Alex mentioned about.
Yeah.
I forgot. Lost my train of thought. But building that relationship is really important. So once you have that relationship with your realtor and that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off of understanding your needs and your wants. So,
Yes.
being able to build a relationship early on before you get ready to sell the house, because it's better if you have already established that rapport, because then we'll know what your expectations are. We'll know how to address them and, how to make sure, and then we'll be able to make sure that we get your house sold, in the time that you wish and the price range that you want and, all the different things that go into selling your home. So it's never too soon. Even a year in advance is totally fine.
Yeah.
Because we can be on the lookout for you. We can be looking for homes in the meantime. We can show you things, during the meantime to say, hey, is this something that you would be interested in? Is this something you like? And then we can kind of have a running checklist mentally on what exactly you're looking for and what you want in selling your home or in purchasing a new home. So it's always good. It's never too early to start.
Yeah. You brought up a very good point there. When you're looking to move, when you're looking to sell your home, where are you going to go to next?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if it's a year or two out, say if you got a job opportunity coming up with your work, that's going to take you maybe to Chicago or something and that's going to be happening within the next year. Start talking with your realtor right away. If you're looking just to travel for a while or looking to just relocate yourself to the West Coast, I know I had a couple friends do that. Talk to the realtor right now, even if it's of course it's not going to be going on the market right away, not until you want, not until you're ready to go. But meeting up with your realtor, building that connection there, they can tell you a few things to start looking for. Start looking for those new houses in the new area too, especially if it's outside of our jurisdiction of Michigan. We know agents everywhere outside the nation. We have a big, extensive network, even a worldwide network. KW has a very big, extensive worldwide network. So, like, get in touch with us as soon as you can, so that we can start looking for those homes for you.
Right. Yeah. 'Cause I mean, our goal is to make things happen for our buyers and our sellers.
Correct.
So just the more we're in tune with what you guys are trying to do, the better we can serve you. So
Yeah, definitely.
well, it looks like we've got a lot of comments. See if we have any questions.
Let's see if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for joining up.
definitely.
It was great for you guys to join in with us. See if we've got anybody asking any questions here.
No, just a bunch of people making sarcastic remarks.
Of course they are, of course.
Yeah,
If Jeremy Mullins is still looking or still watching us, yes, you should be staging your home. That's one of the big things, especially when you're when you're about ready to list your home, when you come in with the photographer to take the pictures of your home, you want to make that home look like it's anybody's home, like we said earlier. Staging the home right, we know professional stagers. Satanya is one. She can easily come into the house, move some furniture around, take some things away, and it doesn't have to be moving it outside. It just means moving it over to the side.
rearranging and opening up the space.
Yeah. Making sure you open your blinds up, letting in that natural light, turning on all the light fixtures in the home. Even, I say just opening the doors too.
Yeah.
Keeping a door cracked so that people know where to go and what rooms to go into and what rooms not to go into. Just a big thing, just make it nice, open, wide. Open the windows up if it's nice out.
Not right now, but
Not right now.
Sure,
Not in Michigan.
Not in Michigan.
You get a nice breeze.
Yeah, spray a little Febreze. Something simple as that can masking a simple odor that could make or break. I showed a buyer to a house one time, and they said absolutely no go. They loved the house, but said absolutely no go because it had dog smell.
Oh.
Yeah,
That was the
I've heard
simplest
that,
thing.
yeah.
They just had one dog that just had a bed in the corner, and they go, nope, smells like dog, not doing it. So, unfortunately, I mean, the house did sell still, but unfortunately, my buyers didn't want it because of the simple dog smell. So, something to think about there.
Yeah. So definitely should stage. That was what Jeremy Mullins' question, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Jeremy was
For
bringing that up there.
sure.
But yeah, I don't think we have any other questions. So if you guys do want, the 8-step kind of checklist that we have for getting your home ready, in the next month, 3 months, 6 months, go ahead and comment below or, shoot us an email or text.
Yes.
And just let us know and we can get that to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we look forward to seeing you guys next time, and thanks for joining us
Thanks
today.
for joining.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining. Next
See you guys.
time we're going to be around is going to be in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So we got 2 weeks. That's going to be that first week of February, that Tuesday.
Right, yeah, first Tuesday.
Yeah.
6 o'clock. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, guys, for
See you
joining.
next time.